Hey guys, good morning. RB here. It's time for a live analysis of the weekly prep. Just wanted to kind of look into how things will look like in the for the next week and overall, in the longer term trend as well, and share my thoughts there. Uh, been having some seasonal flu since last week, so haven't been able to send many updates out. But today's the day when we get ready for the next week. So let's just dive in. There has been a lot of noise on X about making a top at 66, 66, 66, 60, and all that, and people have been getting into puts. But my last note on X and in my Discord channel was that don't rush into the puts, and simply because there has been no bearish candles or reversal structure or anything of that sort, which can tell me that okay, puts may be a good idea for next week. Can it top it here? Maybe it can, right? But were there any symptoms or indication or anything like that? Nothing like that, right? So that's where we closed. Very strong close on the week last week. Fed announced a 25 basis point cut, probably projecting another two cuts for the remainder of the year, right? And IWM hit the triple top per se of the last 5 years, around 244, right? And there has been a breadth in the market, right? So it's just not the semis or it's just not the tech sector or the Mag 7 driving. And in fact, some of the Mag 7 stocks have not even participated in the last 1 month or a couple of months per se in August, September. So some of them are waiting while Tesla is growing, but haven't seen anything coming from MSF. The Apple made a move after the launch, met our target around 247, 248, but there could be more upside, right? So Max 7 has not participated, but the breadth is overall in general pretty good. So is it the time to go and poach? I mean, from my perspective, the way I look into it, I want to stay with the trend. And even if there is a dip, the way I look into things is that instead of getting into puts, it's better to kind of go into cash. Just book the profit on good profitable positions, set your stop losses above BE on something which you are uncomfortable with, or they are near to your price or anything like that, and try to stay balanced from that perspective. So if the dip comes, now we're not talking about that the market is gonna start crashing from here and it'll go to 5,000, 5,500 or anything like that immediately, right? Even if the dip comes, it's gonna be 3-4%. So if you have cash handy, you can simply buy the things that you like again, right? So that's a concept. I'm not into much of trade every leg, predict every top sort of thing. If the dip comes, have the cash, buy the dip, right? So that's how I look into things. And instead of buying those weeklies and 2 weeks out or anything like that, and just waiting for it to drop, that's not what I believe into, right? So now looking into this weekly chart, like I said, very strong trend. The momentum was going on. This weekly candle hardly went into the previous weekly candle body. So, and there is no sign of any divergence here. So, weekly chart is pretty good here. Let's look into the daily chart here. Oh, excuse me. Um, this looks great as well. Again, no sign of divergences here. Uh, the day-to-day trend was pretty good. We talked about the dip into this 6571 level around here, right? That dip happened on the FOMC when I talked about that there will be intraday volatility, but the overall trend should remain solid to the upside. That's what we saw. We got a breakout on FOMC overnight. After that, in the after hours, then on a Friday we made another high, right? So on the OPEX day, we're a little bit far away from the moving average, which I'm using here at as a 21 EMA. Let me just double check and confirm. Yeah, it's a 21 EMA. We're a little bit uh, far from here. So there would be a time where it will come and just try to retest it like it has been doing in the past, right? So that's where I think this wave four will drop will happen, where things will catch up somewhere around maybe end of September, maybe in October somewhere. Uh, right, that's what I've been projecting. So let's keep going to the lower time frames. 4 hours has started showing some sort of divergence already, which is good. There has been, this one high where it made one lower high here. But it kind of, topping is a process. So it's not that you got one divergence and the next thing is just gonna drop, right? It can keep making these smaller highs while the price kind of keeps chopping, making smaller highs, and all that kind of stuff. Like if I have to show you somewhere around like this, you know, this divergence started to happen, not here, right here, right? This divergence kind of kept going on for a very, very long time, right? So it started right from here, and the price was actually quite above that when that this dip really came, you see. So it's just the start of the formation. I wouldn't say that it's really concerning, but yeah, something to keep a watch on, where I say uh you know if you are heavily invested, maybe time to pull a little bit cash out and see if you want to kind of buy something at a better price, you might get an opportunity right there, right? So 4 hour looks like that. 1 hour has a little bit of a divergence here too. So again, this can keep playing out. If I look from the count perspective, if I'm simply ignoring everything, ignoring what happened here, there was a discussion in a multiple ways that three could be here, this could be the four, and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm putting one, two, and all that. But if I'm just looking into what's happening right here in this current price array, what's happening here is we have these five waves right here, three, four, and a fifth one going on. So if fifth would have ended here, we shouldn't have made a new high, right? So which means this is the fifth ongoing. Probably could extend a little bit, right? And that's where I was counting this as wave one and two. From F4, MC, overnight to the dip next day, and then we are slowly progressing upwards. Um, does it has to be a very clean impulse? It doesn't have to be, because if it's a fifth wave, it could have some overlapping structures, could be an ending diagonal sort of thing, where it kind of has a very smaller moves, and kind of does something like this, right? Basically somewhere make a top somewhere close to 6700, right? So we have to just keep a watch on it, that how this completes this wave 5, which we have marked it here. Can it go as high as maybe 6750 or something like that, or will it just kind of exhaust here, by making some sort of wedge in the coming week, right? So this is gonna mark a wave 3 up here, once it completes this fifth wave out of this price area that we talked about, the one, two, three, four, five. Now, based on whatever happened here, whether this was an A, B, C, uh, this could be a one, two, and this is a three going. You can have this wave for dip again, going back into the FOMC levels, 6550 or so. Coming from 6700, and then going higher up again, right? So that can continue like this: one, two, three, four, five, right? So completing this around 6800 somewhere in mid October, right? And then come down, right? And when that this wave completes in one way, it's completing this higher level wave count. So we had the as marked as this one, two, three, four, and a fifth one, and then we can have a little bigger day, right? So that's little far away, in my opinion. Maybe somewhere in mid October to November, somewhere in around that area, we will go back and test maybe 6500, 6495, somewhere from 6800. So right now, what I'm saying is that in the coming week, we potentially go above 6700, go back to 6550 around area, then go back above 6800, and From there, we can actually see a larger dip of that 4-5% into 6,500, right? So that will give us a path to, to the year of the end rally, right? So that'll give us the fifth wave up, which is gonna keep going up until January or so, and probably take us above 7,000. So that stays my overall projection for SPX. Smaller dip somewhere in a week or so, then a little bigger dip, and then we go towards end of the rally. So based on that, I will be basically, you know when the next step comes here towards the 65, 50, 65, 70 level, we'll be looking to buy that dip. And when we get a larger dip again back into that 6500 area, right, we'll be looking to buy that dip as well. So that stays my projection. That's what I've been sharing on X. um and I think so far it looks to be on track, and we will continue to monitor and follow that path for the coming time. Let's see how Monday starts, and you know that'll give us an idea that if this breakout level holds or it doesn't hold, or what really happens here. I think the risk only is that when if and market goes starts breaking below 6,600, then we'll have to relook into the count. That probably then we have made a top, and then we are looking into some correction, and I'll look into the adjustments on how that could play out. In general, 6500 is a big support for throughout the year, right? So this 6487 level, or this level, 6485, 6500, that stays like the line in the sand for bulls. Um, for now, right? And if market goes in this trajectory, which I shared above, I don't see 6485 to be taken out in this year, right? And then we go higher up, and then we'll see what happens after we count those five waves out, what looks like, how much will be the downtrend, and all that kind of stuff. We'll work on that, but that's too far in the future. For now, I think this is what I'm gonna stay with, and let's look into the QQQ a little bit. Again, very, very strong rallies. It's been moving sharply up. And again, if I'm looking into just what's happening in the current price area, we are looking into this as one, two, three, four, and probably a fifth one is going on right now. So somewhere around 612 or so, we may get a temporary top. And from there will be a pullback of some sort. Now, I mark this as 3 and 4. If this 3 and 4 has finished here, then this could be a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 5 going on. So we'll work that out. But for now, it looks bullish, and I wouldn't be concerned unless there is a drop below 583. So things stays bullish overall for that, right? So we'll continue to kind of keep pushing it higher and higher, right? So once this wave three completes here, let's say it completes here, uh, then we can potentially look into, um, you know, uh, another day. But there is another way to look into the QQQ just to match the expectations. This three could actually be finishing here somewhere around this area. There is a possibility that there was a nesting here, like a 1 2 and a 1 2 3 4 5. So probably I have an opportunity that I can look into things like this, where this was just an internal count, like a 1 2, then a 1 2 3 4 5, completed the 3 4, and now we're gonna have fifth one. So like I'm saying, from SPX, uh they can be a pullback from 6700 and above, 6750 and above. This get that 612, and there could be a pullback here back into this 583, go back above, then give me a mid-November or a late October, mid-November pullback, uh, come back here again, and then go back towards the end of the year. So again, matches with the expectation on SPX. Overall, you can look into the count as like this: a 1 2, a 3 4. and a 5 right then. So once this 5 finishes towards January or so, we can potentially get a dip, whether that's forming some sort of top and there is a longer dip, which some again has been saying, but there are alternate thoughts as well, and I'll share in the due time. All right. Uh, but for now, things stay smallish. Sorry, guys, I've been having a little bit of a cold and sinus as well, so my voice may not sound perfect. But again, just wanted to do the live analysis with you so that you understand where I'm coming from and what are my projections for the next week. Hope this helps. If you like the content, please do like and subscribe, and have a good weekend. Bye bye.